Hey, so this one's gonna piss off a lot of people, probably. Um, if you've seen the title, you know what the video is about. Star Trek is not democratic socialist. So let's talk about what democratic socialism is, first of all. Democratic socialism was founded by Georg Lukács, spelled Georg, Georg, Lukács, Lukakcs. And this was a Hungarian Marxist, actually. He actually founded democratic socialism. It is a form of communism, by the way. And essentially, it is socialism that is achieved democratically instead of revolutionarily. Now, you can look at the Democratic Socialists of America website, and you can make comparisons between what Lukács wrote and what they believe. It's all the same stuff, essentially. And so I'll be going back and forth between those two. And a lot of people don't like this, but yeah, democratic socialism is communism. It's just communism achieved democratically as opposed to revolutionarily. And I know a lot of people love saying, well, Bernie Sanders isn't a communist. He's just a democratic socialism. That's a kind of liberal. Well, no, it's a kind of communist. He is a communist. AOC is a communist. These people are communists. This is a form of communism. And the fact that Georg Lukács was trying to create a form of communism is proof of that. And the fact that the Democratic Socialists of America website is indistinguishable from a Marxist text is proof of that. So, let's talk about it. Democratic socialism preaches the acquisition of socialism through democratic means. It preaches worker co-op of all businesses. It preaches the breakdown of specialization and the breakdown of hierarchy. In some cases, it can be more anarchist, although in many cases it is more panarchist, as in the Marxian sense. And in some instances, people will believe that socialism, once socialism is achieved, democracy will continue afterwards. Although Lukács isn't quite clear on this. So, looking at Star Trek. If you watch Enterprise, the series that shows the origins of the Federation and Starfleet, the decision to join forces and create the Federation was not democratic. It was achieved by the higher-ups in the government. That is not democracy. Democracy is when the people vote and the decisions are made in that way. So, the Federation was not established democratically. Then you have the fact that there is private property, and there is profit made off of private property. You can look at The Next Generation, when Jean-Luc Picard has a vineyard and sells wine that he makes on his vineyard. There is currency, there is money, and there is private property, and there is profit being made. Now, the excuse that is given in the show is that people prefer the real thing over the synthesized thing, even though molecularly speaking they are identical. But yeah, the simple fact is they are using private property for profit, which is not socialist. Then you have the hierarchy. There is a strict hierarchy in Starfleet. In every single show, in every single movie, there is a strict hierarchy. And there are specialized roles. Now, there is a bit more fluidity between roles than one may expect for an authoritarian system. And some people like to point to the fluidity of these roles as evidence of the breakdown of specialization. But that's not the breakdown of specialization as Lukács wrote it. That is actually more of a libertarian concept. It's meritocratic. People change their specialization as they decide to study other fields. They don't just change their specialization willy-nilly. Then, of course, there is the fact of the president of the Federation. People love pointing to this and saying the president is elected. But if you look into it, the president is elected by special committee. Now, a special committee is an oligarchy. That is not a democracy. And now I don't remember if they were clear on this or not, but I don't believe that special committee was elected. If they were, that would be representative, that would be a republic. If they are not, that would be an oligarchy. That would still not be democracy. A republican process is not a democratic process. An oligarchic process is not a democratic process. But election by special committee is not democracy. You understand? So, and people love pointing to this and saying that it is democracy, even though it's not. It's not democracy. The president of the Federation is not elected democratically. Now, when we look at all the evidence, everything that I've just listed, and we combine it with the fact that currency, for the most part, is eradicated, and that people are essentially living post-scarcity, there is a system which has hierarchy, which has specialized roles, which allows for private property while also essentially socializing everything, and which does not have democracy, which has special committees electing the leaders. There is a system that does all of these things, and it is not democratic socialism. It is fascism. Thank you for watching. Peace.